Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Stace. I am a first year but second career veterinary student at the University of Arizona. Now today is January 9th, which means we just finished our very first week of semester 2, where we're diving headfirst into the musculoskeletal system. This video you're about to watch is some behind the scenes footage of what we did that week as far as studying, and some behind the scenes classroom stuff that took place online. I certainly can't take you into lab, but this will at least give you an overview of how I spent my time preparing for the material we are now covering. Also today, Anne is coming over for us to record our second episode on the Vet Med Radio podcast, where we talk in detail about what this week was like and what we have coming forward. I also know that a lot of you are currently interviewing for this program at the University of Arizona. I just wanted to say good luck. Hope to call you a fellow classmate soon. I will see you in the next video. Okay, day 1 of semester 2 starts today. We're going to be spending the majority of our time this semester in lab as we begin our studies of the musculoskeletal system. I'll let you know how it goes. It should be a lot of fun. Okay, day 1 of semester 2 was awesome. I have amazing lab partners. Shout out to Leah and Chantel. And we looked at the thoracic limb, musculature, the bones. We're going to do it again tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. We're going to be spending a ton of time in this book for the next several weeks. Hey guys, what's up? It's day 2 of week 1 for semester 2, and yesterday was pretty cool. We were in the lab for like 4 hours, 2 hours in wet lab, 2 hours in dry, where we covered the musculature, and then we moved over to the bone lab. As you can see, my fine artwork here, a very disproportionate leg. It serves its purpose. Finn doesn't mind it. She thinks it's pretty cool. She's actually thinking this information is pretty fascinating. Just wanted to give you guys an update on what this first week is shaping up to be. I have lab again today from 2 to 4. We go in and we experience the same scenario, wet lab and dry lab, but we will be quizzed of those 2 categories, if you will. And yeah. This is the format that we're going to follow for the next 7 weeks. And then the second half of the semester, we're going to be diving into more physiology of the heart, kidneys, etc. So I'm going to jump back into my artboard here. I'll let you know how it goes. Spend some more time on the whiteboard while I waited for Anne to come over for a study session, but also to give her her belated Christmas gift. All right.
No way! That's so awesome. Thank you so much. That's so exciting.
You're welcome.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Everybody can see what you did. Anne wrote that, made the cover of Comparative Medicine.
It's perfect. It's so perfect.
And in an effort to spend some more time outside, we took the whiteboard, our flashcards, our book, and even Elliot over Zoom to study on the porch. Okay, it's Thursday of week 1 in our anatomy class, and this week has completely flown by. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. I cannot make this video. Why can't I make this video? What is wrong with me?
20 minutes later.
Okay, it's Thursday, which means the first week of anatomy is almost done. Tomorrow we are jumping back into the online space, just like old times, where I'm going to be sitting in front of this computer from 8 till 4:30. However, leading up to this, we've spent every day thus far actually spending time in lab. So we've been in the wet lab as well as the dry lab, and in case I didn't tell you what that was, dry lab is where we're dealing with bones, and wet lab is where we're actually working with the anatomical models covering muscles, nerves, and vessels. So tomorrow's classes are actually going to be discussing things relevant to the anatomy we're learning. Like, for example, the pathologies that can occur within muscular tissue. If you can see this screen I have behind me, that's actually what I'm about to review as soon as I hang up with you guys. Hang up? We're not on a phone call. As soon as I stop this, I'm going to be reviewing that with my buddy Elliot, because we're going to be covering diseases of the elbow. A couple of you have asked what kind of veterinary textbooks I am using, and I have to say that the U of A has been very generous in
making sure they reduce our required textbook costs by providing us with PDFs of the assigned reading material, because as you know, if you're in class, we don't often get assigned read cover to cover. So they've been very generous by providing us with those resources, which mediates us having to buy the books outright. However, I like books, and there was an actual strategic purchase behind that. The book behind me is one that we use often, and it is called The Pathological Basis of Veterinary Disease by Zachary. And I actually really love the textbook. It spells things out very clearly, and it has fantastic diagrams. Now, it is a bit pricey. I think I paid $150 off of Amazon. I wanted this book in my library because we reference it so much, and I was spending so much money in printer ink, printing out the assigned material, that I could have probably purchased this book 1.5 times. So it made sense to buy it and keep it as a veterinary resource for a long time. Anyway, tomorrow, since I'll be in class here, I can obviously show you my space. I'm going to try to bring you with me into the classroom experience as close as I can, as usual. And what I can't show you, I'll tell you about. So I will see you in the morning.
You gonna do some yoga?
No? Okay. Okay, it's Friday morning. Class is going to start in just a few. Just spent about the last 2 hours reviewing some of the reading material that is required for today's presentation. We're going to be looking at different musculoskeletal pathologies that can crop up. Some are hereditary, some are disease processes, but we're going to look at the common presentations, how we assess them, how we diagnose them, and of course how we treat them if they are treatable. So it should be an interesting session. Today is going to be a long day in front of the computer, and of course I will bring you with for as much as I can.
10 seconds. Make sure you submit your IRAP before the end of 10 seconds. All right, so we have just completed the IRAP, and then we're going to go ahead and do the TRAP, which is, I'm going to put in the chat, and then the breakout room is opened. Good morning, guys.
Hey, guys. So at the beginning of almost every class, we take what's called an IRAT, which is an individual readiness assessment test, as well as a team-based assessment test. Once we break into our respective groups, we go over the questions that are being presented, we discuss it, we see if we all arrive at the same consensus, and then we submit it as a team.
Right. So I guess I interpreted this question when it says 4 specific orthopedic examination steps. I think the gather history, just from my perspective, is a given. Like, you would have gathered the history, but what can you specifically do orthopedically? So you would localize the pain, you would check for effusion, you would check for atrophy, and you would check for the joint stability.
Okay, it's 11 o'clock, class just ended. That was a really good session with my team. We discussed a lot of the musculoskeletal issues that we're learning about, and we were given charts to fill out where we can actually reference them later and continuously as we pile more info into those different pathologies we're learning about. And in the meantime, I'm going to make a shake and maybe jump on the rower for a quick workout before I have to get ready for the noon class. And also, I checked my YouTube notifications because I had a couple comments, and I also noticed that I just crossed the 100 subscriber mark. So thanks, you guys. That's really awesome. Means a lot. So thank you for hanging out with me here on this channel, and just keep letting me know what I can do to help you on your journey, whether it's vet school or med school or school, whatever. All right, I'm gonna go make a shake. Okay, it's noon, class is just about to start. Today we're going to talk about gait abnormalities as they pertain to injury, disease process, all of the things that can result in us needing to analyze the biomechanics of any of our patients, specifically today the dog. So this class goes from 12 to 2:30, and then we've got one more after that where we talk about some equine topics. I will see you in a little bit.
Spend the entire application exercise focusing on what is a tremendously useful skill in becoming a diagnostician, focusing on musculoskeletal disorders and neurologic disorders as well.
Okay, class is done. Long day today, 8 to 4:30, sitting right here at the computer. We went over a ton of stuff today, everything from gait analysis to looking at the different pathologies that can occur within bone, whether it's from a disease process or trauma. Then we talked about even some equestrian issues from the standpoint of our role as a veterinarian when someone is looking to bring a new horse into their family. That was a great discussion about different ethical things that come up in that arena. See what I did there? Oy. Stay tuned for a video where I'm going to talk about the notes that I take during class. As you can see, they're right here, and there's not a ton, but I'll explain why and what my note-taking style is for consuming a ton of information. Also, stay tuned for the next Vet Med Radio podcast where Ann and I talk about what the very first... Jasmine, honey, are you okay? Sweetie, hold please. You okay? Huh? She's okay. She just had a little hairball. So what I was saying was stay tuned for the next episode on Vet Med Radio where Ann and I talk about what this first week back at school has been like for second semester and exploring anatomy. And in the meantime, I'm going to get outside. I think I've said that 4 times now. I'm going to go now. I'm going to go right now. I'm going. I'll see you in the next video. I swear I'm going. As soon as they let me up.